Hey there, and welcome to the Digital Chums Video Game News Review. Don't get used to that name, it's a working title. Maybe. E3 2021 starts today, but we got an early appetizer of video game announcements on Thursday with the Summer Game Fest. With everything that was announced, we could make a video simply on the Summer Game Fest, but we don't quite have the time for that. So here are some of the highlights that we got to see from this event. We got to see the first gameplay footage from the much anticipated Elden Ring, and it was announced that the game would be releasing on January 21st, 2022. For you pizza delivery fans, Hideo Kojima announced that Death Stranding would be getting a director's cut, and that it would be arriving on the PlayStation 5. I look forward to the extended cutscenes of Norman Reedus showering. Remember Among Us? The game that had us questioning who our real friends were late last year? Well, they're adding a new game mode, Hide and Seek, along with adding new roles, new colors, a new map, and more. Perhaps they should hire some of those modders who already made all of that for the game. Yesterday saw the release of the latest entry in the Ratchet & Clank franchise, Rift Apart. The beloved feline and robot duo have been a staple of PlayStation fans since the two's first appearance in 2002 on the PlayStation 2. Numerous sequels and a movie have been made since then, but this is their first game on the new generation PlayStation 5. From editor Ben Sheen's experience, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a true next-gen experience as Insomniac Games took advantage of the console's technological improvements to deliver a visually stunning universe with gameplay that takes advantage of the DualSense controller's adaptive triggers. Rift Apart is sure to be a game that delivers a nostalgic experience for old fans of the series, and still be welcoming enough to deliver new players a fun experience. Tuesday saw the much anticipated update to Mojang's long-popular Minecraft. Minecraft 1.17, otherwise known as Caves and Cliffs, introduces new mobs and blocks for players to interact with. On the mob front, goats and axolotls have been added to the world, and in my opinion are a much better addition than what we got with the bees in 1.15. I mean, have you seen the axolotls? The cutest thing ever. And I grew up on a farm raising goats, so they have a special place in my heart. In terms of blocks, there are a bunch of new flora, building blocks, and copper and amethyst have been added for players to mine. Be sure to keep an eye out should you be traveling through an Arctic biome, however, as you may end up falling into some powdered snow and freezing. The Caves and Cliff update was supposed to be bigger, however, with the addition of new biomes and world size limits, and a rework to cave generation. Due to technical difficulties, however, these updates have been delayed until the holidays and what will be Minecraft 1.18. This week we got a first look at DICE's upcoming Battlefield 2042. The futuristic setting the game will see a world on the brink of devastation due to a failing climate and the collapse of nations around the globe. The two remaining superpowers are the United States and Russia as they fight over the Earth's remaining resources. There will be no single-player campaign in the game. Instead, the game's narrative will be told over the course of several seasons through the multiplayer. Despite speculation that DICE and EA would be following the trend of many first-person shooters, including Call of Duty, and introduce a Battle Royale mode, no such game mode will be launching with Battlefield 2042. Instead, there will be 3 distinct multiplayer modes for players to engage in. The first is All-Out War, an expansion on Battlefield's past Conquest game modes. In All-Out War, 128 players will fight out on massive maps spanning locations around the globe. Players will also have to deal with not just a dynamically destructive landscape, as Battlefield has come to be known for, but they will also have to deal with dynamic weather, such as dust storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Be sure to pack an umbrella along with your sniper rifle. It'll be raining more than just bullets. The second mode, Hazard Zone, will focus on smaller maps and lobby sizes, but take on a squad dynamic. Little is known about the third game mode, but it is being developed by DICE LA and has been referred to as a love letter to Battlefield fans and one that longtime players will feel right at home with. Battlefield 2042 is set to launch this October 22nd. Hollywood and the video game industry are no strangers to sharing ideas, whether it be a movie adaptation of Ratchet & Clank or the Super Mario Bros. or the upcoming Indiana Jones video game from Bethesda, or the infamous E.T. video game. One movie you may be surprised to hear is getting a video game adaptation, however, is Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 movie Vertigo. French publisher Microids announced this past Saturday that Pendulo Studios is developing Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo. The game will not be a direct adaptation of the movie, but instead will have its own original storyline. The game will also take inspiration from other Hitchcock films, such as Psycho and Spellbound. Taking on the namesake of a famous cinematic director and one of his most popular films sets a high bar for Pendulo Studios. But as long as we won't have to go around collecting Reese's Pieces and falling in holes, I think the game will stand a good chance at success. June is Pride Month, a time when members of the LGBTQ community celebrate their identities in defiance of historical oppression against them and to commemorate the modern LGBT rights movement that began with the Stonewall riots. Companies and businesses, including game developers, are known to change their social media logos to rainbow-colored to honor this month. The Twitch account for Injustice 2 Mobile, however, started off Pride Month by issuing an apology for an insensitive in-game event that they promoted for Pride. The in-game event had players fighting well-known bisexual character Poison Ivy. One tweet on June 2nd even congratulated players on beating up Poison Ivy 175,000 times, followed by a Pride hashtag and flag. This tweet has since been taken down and an apology issued after the developers realized that beating up a bisexual character probably wasn't the best way to celebrate Pride. Whoopsie! Be sure to come back next week for some more of that sweet video game news. We'll have a lot to talk about after E3 is over, so see you next Saturday.